To make my left Mandalorian thigh plate, I created a template with a scale on it to make sure I printed it at the exact size. This paper template I made can be used with EVA foam and Sintra. The Sintra I'm using here is 6mm thick. I'm going to use the same size thickness for the trim. Here I am taking my box cutter and cutting on the outside of my lines, just so that when I cut it out on my bandsaw, I can get a more accurate cut on my template to the Sintra. When using EVA foam instead of Sintra, you could easily cut these pieces out with just a box cutter or an X-Acto knife. Once I was done cutting it out on the bandsaw, I had these burrs on it from the saw blades. So I just used a sanding block to soften up and take off those plastic burrs. After cleaning up that plate, I cut off the trim of my template, which is going to be the actual trim template for the thigh plate. I segmented the trim on this template because I didn't have enough material to make one long piece of trim to go around the entire piece. In the future, I would want to make one long piece so I didn't have more cleanup work after my piece was done. While wearing my respirator and protective coverings, I heated up my trim to curve on the templates to follow the curvature of the actual thigh plate. After cutting out the trim and heat forming it, I used my Dremel to soften and bevel the edges to make the plate have that more in-universe beveled or nice look to it. Then once it was cut out and beveled, I then applied the primer and the glue. It was PVC cement because Sintra is a PVC foam board, so it uses the exact same type of glue to put them together. After priming and gluing and pressing it together, I ended up using some tape just to hold it in place as I continued with priming and gluing the rest of this piece. And here I am finishing up with the priming and gluing of this trim. Once you are done with the gluing of all the piece, you want to wait quite a while. I think the time was 12 to 24 hours for a complete cure. And then once you're done, you are free to use your safety gear and a heat gun to then form that plate to your body. I had forgotten to record as I was doing the heat forming on my left thigh plate, but here is the final product of what I did with these steps up to this point. It curved very well. As you can see, the trim in segments left these gaps, which I went in after this to put Bondo in and smooth it out and connect everything to make one seamless trim around the plate. This is the rest of the piece, and I'm just going to turn it around and show it off. And these templates can be mirrored and get the same effect if you want symmetrical thighs, or if you just want a right side, you can flip this template and it will be the exact same. Thank you for watching the video. If you could, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a whole lot. Comment down below if there's any sort of costuming things that you would like to be seen done. And I will see you all in the next video. Later.